Hey guys, I'm Josh, and this week I'm going to be just joshing around trying to make this sign from Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring. Let's see how it goes. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what inspired me to make this sign. I'm making it as a gift for my cousin. He is probably the only other person I know who is a bigger Lord of the Rings fan than I am. And he's actually responsible for introducing me to Lord of the Rings. So without him actually hyping it up like he did, I may not have shown as much of an interest in it. But luckily, he did, and I got hooked. Like, big time. And here you can see the evidence of how much I got hooked. All of these toys slash collectibles that I've acquired over the years are directly related to how much I love these movies. And, so far, the book. I say so far because I have to admit with a bit of shame that I've never completely read The Lord of the Rings from cover to cover. Yet, but I'm working through it. If you haven't ever seen the Lord of the Rings films, they are fantastic. And are, without a doubt, my favorite films of all time. But overall, the entire universe that was created by J.R.R. Tolkien is just absolutely stunning. The amount of depth and detail that he put into building his world is nothing short of staggering. And truly, I plan to read all of his works once I finally finish reading through Lord of the Rings. So anyway, back to this sign, and back to my cousin. I had always planned on making him something from the movie, but I didn't know what. While there is a huge number of very memorable and iconic props and collectibles available from the movies, I simply lack the skills and tools to make a lot of them. I would absolutely love to make some swords or different weapons or armor or different pieces from the movies, but I don't know how to do it yet. I do want to plan on doing that at some point, but that's going to be down the road a bit. However, in my consideration of what I wanted to make for him, I thought, hey, this sign is really cool, I could do that. And in the planning stages of how I was going to go about doing this, I thought about using paper or some sort of parchment or canvas, some sort of material that I could stretch across a board and tack it into place. Ultimately, though, I came to the conclusion that I wanted to carve it out of a board, since I had enjoyed carving the Superman plaque so much. So as you've seen so far in the video, what I decided on is to keep a nice flat surface of the board to act as the parchment or paper, and then paint that white. But before painting it, as again you've already seen, I carved away all the material around the quote-unquote parchment area to make it look like a natural wooden board. Right here I'm just using the keyhole slot bit in the router to cut a slot for hanging up the sign, like I've done in previous videos. Now you can see here that for the tacks or nails, instead of using actual nails, I'm using golf tees. The only reason I'm using golf tees is because when I was looking at the picture for reference, I thought, boy, those nails look just like golf tees, so I'm going to use those. To give the parchment a weathered look, I'm going over it with brown shoe polish. My initial plan for this involved me hoping that the shoe polish would stay down into the grooves that I carved out for the lettering. But through a combination of sanding and wiping and scrubbing, it just didn't work out. In all honesty, this part was the biggest pain in the butt for the entire project. I think the problem was that I sanded it just a little bit too roughly to give it the texture that I was looking for. And that ended up causing the next coat of shoe polish that I applied to stick a little bit too much. So after several cycles of scrubbing, sanding, and wiping it down, I got a result that I was pretty happy with. For the lettering, I hand painted each letter using a flat rubber toned paint. For the fence board portion of the sign, I'm using a dark walnut Danish oil that I've used in previous videos. Here I'm just dry brushing some silver paint onto these nails, just adding a little extra detail to their already weathered appearance. And here it is, all complete. Well, that does it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me make this thing. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. In all honesty, I wasn't really sure how I was going to go about this at first. I thought about using paper or parchment or canvas. I didn't know what I was going to do, so I kind of just came up with it as I went along. Like I said, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out, and I hope my cousin is going to be happy with it too. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.